So you want to know about the secret toolkit every writer should have? Well, let me show you. This is my writer's bag of nifty tricks, a bunch of devices I use to keep readers engaged and wanting more. Let's take a look and see what I've got in here. Dream sequences, letters, diary reflections, news reports. These are all the tools I use to break up a novel, introduce key pieces of information, shock the reader, and enhance the reading experience. Let's look at each of these devices and see how they can be used to enhance your storytelling. Dreams or visions are a great way to introduce new information to a story, enrich character detail, surprise your reader, and raise the stakes of your novel. Dreams can also allow you to be subtle in how much information you deliver because they're incredibly opaque. Dreams are murky and unrealistic and caught up in their own crazy logic. That's why even now I occasionally dream that I'm sitting naked in an exam room, staring in fear at a history paper I haven't studied for. At no stage during the course of that dream is there the possibility of me putting my hand up and saying I need to be excused, or just leaving altogether. The logic of the dream keeps me in place, forcing me to deal with the emotional turmoil it's causing, regardless of the fact that in real life, I wouldn't just sit there stewing in my own seat. And it's the same for a dream sequence in your novel. You can use it to press your protagonist, stress them to breaking point, reveal details about their innermost fears, hint at past events or future possibilities. Dreams allow you to deepen the reader's understanding of your protagonist. They can help you drive the plot forward, shock readers with something completely out of left field, or introduce an element of foreboding which can build throughout your novel, leading to a dramatic climax. What better way to reach back into the history of your story than interpose a letter from your protagonist's ex-wife or a long-lost lover? You could have them discover the letter from a dead relative, their future self, or a demon named Harry. A letter will allow you to reveal personal information about your protagonist or their backstory which neither you nor the reader is aware of. You can bring in entirely new plot points without having to narrate those events actually happening. Letters allow you to cover a lot of ground, but if you're judicious in how much information you divulge, you can also use them to grab the reader's attention and hint at what's to come. They can be personal or generic, detailed or scant, delivered by hand or discovered in a dusty attic. Letters really are an ingenious way to inject new information into your story, change up the pacing of your novel, or just let your reader take a breath while you prepare to pull the rug from underneath them. Who wouldn't want to sneak a peek at the diary of their best friend, or their worst enemy, or an emissary from an alien race bent on world domination? The beauty of adding a diary entry to your novel is that the information it provides is typically very intimate. This will allow you to reveal biographical details which directly impact your protagonist or shed light on why things are the way they are. You can use a diary entry to propel your plot forward by revealing some key detail in a murder investigation, or suggesting a new location for buried treasure. You can deepen the reader's relationship with your key characters by uncovering their motives for certain actions or their psychological disposition. Diary entries also provide a great way of scattering information throughout your novel, of slowly adding pieces of data here and there, allowing the reader to piece together the story bit by bit as you head towards your dramatic climax. Alternatively, you can drop in a single diary entry, maybe a torn page from a journal or the only visible section of a badly burnt diary. Providing just a scrap of the larger diary raises the possibility that there's more vital information out there, but it's just beyond reach, which will raise questions in the mind of your reader and make the reading even more compelling. While it won't work for every story, adding a breaking news report is a great way to break up your narrative, reveal new information, and drive your plot forward. Breaking news by its very nature is meant to be exciting and arresting. So, having news break in the middle of your novel will allow you to legitimately interrupt the flow of your narrative and interpose something dramatic and vital to the story. Using this very familiar medium, you can have a reporter live on the scene of some dramatic event, recounting what's happening as it's occurring. For a post-apocalyptic story, you could have old footage discovered, showing a breaking news story just before the cataclysm, or as it's taking place. There are a million ways to use this in your writing to drive your story forward, introduce key plot points, and have your reader firmly stuck to the edge of their seat. These are just a few of the tools in my writing toolkit. So what about you? What tools do you use to drive your novel forward? Let me know in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe to the channel, because it will make me happy.